It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And it's live from Philadelphia, 7 p.m. tonight. This is America's Podcast. What's the Buzz? I am the Mad Dog DeCipio, and she is Amelia, my pain in the ass Chapman. How are you, Amelia?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm fabulous. I am fabulous tonight. How you doing? Everything okay?
Oh,
Normally,
fantastic.
I would say, to my beloved audience who I cherish, I love you so much, my folks. I would say to them, she broke into the studio again. How the fuck did she get in? How do I get rid of this bitch? But she's here. I got to deal with her tonight.
Yeah.
And I have an amazing, when I want to tell you that people who have captured the essence of a character and a person, brother, let me tell you what. Because actress Taylor Blackwell not only became Judy Tenuta, she didn't just become the essence of her. She captured her spirit in a bottle and kept it there.
Yes. For
the duration of this short film. It happened, the Judy Tenuta Story. Would you welcome, please, actress Taylor Blackwell?
Yes, welcome.
Hi.
What that calls, hold on a minute. That calls for just a little bit better applause, Amelia. Hold on.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, there you go. Taylor, welcome to What's the Buzz, America's Podcast. I have to tell you something. You and I both have a beloved individual in our life named Harlan Bowl.
Yes.
Okay. Harlan, I think, is maybe on a bender right now. I think he's drinking a little bit. And if he's not, he should. Let me show you something. That is you.
Yes.
Okay, tell Harlan that's you, because he's arguing with me that that's not Taylor.
No, I think there's a miscommunication, because there was a photo that you guys used for YouTube that was not me. It wasn't that picture. It was like an AI photo. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I made that.
Okay. Yeah, because that's not me. I think that's what Harlan is talking about.
I'm going to smack the shit out of it. Welcome to What's the Buzz. I was like, I'm arguing. I'm going, Harlan, I know what the girl looks like. I've seen her in television. I've seen her in film. I know what she looks like. I know who she is. I'm a fan. Okay. I'm a 66-year-old fanboy. All right. I'll admit it. Okay. But so here's the thing. It's like, what the hell is he talking about? Now I understand. It took you to clarify it, because I was close to bitch slapping him. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear God.
And Harlan, for people who don't know, was Judy Tenuta's publicist and has been setting me up on interviews, which is very kind.
Yeah. That's not only was Harlan her publicist, but a very, very dear friend of mine, a dear friend of the show, our friend Jeffrey Mark, was really, really tight. Did you know Jeffrey at all?
No.
Oh my God, what a sweet, sweet guy. You should. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna hook up with him. Jeffrey Mark is an Emmy Award winner. He's an incredible performer, writer. He just writes, and he just sits there and fucking churns out book after book after book, and he's an amazing writer. But he and Judy were like tight. I have to ask you the obvious question. You're probably like 12 years old. You look like a baby. How did? And I'm almost going to answer my own question, but I'll ask you. I'll go ahead and ask you. Okay. How did Judy jump into the spirit of Taylor Blackwell? How did this happen?
How did Judy jump into my spirit? Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
And I'll tell you why I say that. I said that purposely. There's something you don't know about me.
Okay.
And this is legit, okay? For 57 years so far, I've been a psychic medium.
Yeah.
I'm not, I shit
He's
you not.
He's not lying.
I will tell you that I believe in my spirit, in my heart of hearts, that Judy chose you. You did not choose her. She chose you. She jumped into you, kiddo. You didn't have to pop into her.
I love that.
Because she was there. She was there for the invite. Okay. She was just like, I'm here for the ride. It could happen. You know? How did this happen?
Well, first of all, I love that. And second
You
of
can
all,
have it. It's free.
I'm a little older than 12, but I still play 17 in most things that I do. So not terribly far off.
We should just tell people in full disclosure, Taylor is like 48.
Yeah.
But she looks really, really good for her age because she doesn't smoke. She doesn't and she doesn't drink with Harlan Ball. Well, you're probably in your mid-20s because you look like 20. Because my daughter's about your age, about 25, 26, right?
I'm 26. Yes.
Okay, so you're in the ballpark. There you go. I'm a dad. I know these things. Okay. So how did that happen?
I really got acquainted with Judy's material kind of when she passed, to be honest with you. I had somewhat of a familiarity with her before that, but then when I found out she died and I saw all these headlines about her, it just really sparked my curiosity, and I just started watching all these videos of her stand-up specials and fell in love with her. And I just thought, man, what an amazing character to play. I wasn't sure what the story would be, but I knew that there was something there, and I would love to be able to tell her story.
She was a unique, I'm talking about like the most unique performance artist, and she really was a performance artist, really.
Yeah.
More than, if you can call her a comedian or a stand-up or, a prop comedian because she had the accordion.
Yes.
Call her any number of things, but she was straight up a performance artist. But you got to remember something, though. She comes from the school of Second City, Bill Murray, Dave Thomas, Pee Wee Herman, Emo Phillips, Andrea Martin. She comes from a long lineage of, even one of our best friends here at the show, Mark Sodkin, was a member of Second City, who ended up becoming the producer, writer, and director of the Golden Girls. He's a dear friend of our show. And so when you're talking about Judy Tenuta, she comes from a legacy. Did you know any of that?
Not originally, but then, of course, through the process of writing the film and doing research, that all became very apparent to me. And her early days in Chicago and playing at clubs like Zanies and lots of local comedy clubs. And I also knew that she really wanted to be an actress. She, like Goldie Hawn is what she would say. And it kind of came later that she was doing comedy and stand-up, but the initial impetus for her career was, I want to be this famous actress.
She was really good. Have you ever seen her films? She didn't do a lot of film, but she did a lot, schlocky film, some exploitation stuff. I mean, that's what they did with her. They used her for schlock. She was funny. She was good for. She was a gag. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Judy was a walking gag. Okay, she really was. She was just funny and smart as a whip. She was a smart cookie, man. She was a smart woman. Did you find out all of this? I guess post her death. Post her death, after her passing, you found out all of this info. And did you have any knowledge of her prior to when she was still with us.
I had some awareness of her, and also her and I share a credit. We were both voices in the same audiobook called Managing Bubby, but I never got to meet her because we were recording audio at different times. So I knew her name from that, and also just because she's a legend, but I didn't really fully know who she was till after she passed away. And then through doing research for the film, watching her specials, reading her books, and then connecting with her life partner, Vern Payne, who now runs the Judy Tenuta Legacy. And then from there, meeting her friends and other family members. That's how I started to really understand who she was and just what an amazing story she had and legacy.
Remarkable. She really was remarkable. One of the things that must have been an incredibly challenging characteristic for you to capture is the unique cadence of her voice. She had a kind of an offbeat way of doing things. As we'll see later in the show, I'm going to show some film of you. We'll see this, a little later, but we're going to see Judy as well. We're going to see Judy perform. And I know that you're not per se an impressionist or someone who does impersonations. You're an actress capturing a character. How difficult? Because she had, like I said, she had kind of a cadence, a quirky cadence to her voice that must have been tricky for an actress to capture.
It was really difficult, especially the lower, raspier part of her voice. I found really hard to access, and that was kind of the only moment I had of maybe some panic going into this project was, I don't know if I'm going to be able to access that part of my voice, but I got there eventually. But yeah, and then as far as the performance goes, I was trying to find the moments in the story where her voice is higher and more angelic, and then the points where she's got the lower growlier thing going
You're
on.
actually going to see Judy demonstrate that tonight, because there is a clip I found that it actually pinpoints what you just brought out. The raspy moments, the high pitch, the low tone. You're going to see how she does it. And with grace and dignity and savoir-faire and typical Tenuta style, she just kind of dive bombs in. Amelia,
yes.
I want to introduce you to Taylor Blackwell. You got questions. She's got answers. Go for
it. After the film went high, was it hard for you to get out of the character of Judy Tenuta, or was it easy for you to become Taylor Blackwell again?
Sometimes I find myself slipping into the voice accidentally, or if I have like a voice.
It's not an accident, lady. I got news for you. It's not. There are no accidents. No. I will just tell you that now.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes I will slip into it, but I feel, was I able? I don't know. I think I there's a part of her still with me for sure, but I think I was able to get back into myself. I think it's, for me, it's harder when the times I've done projects that are more melancholy in tone, sometimes your body doesn't know the difference, so it's hard to shake some of those things mentally, but sometimes there's fatigue and things that come with that. But for this, it was just a lot of fun all the way through. That I think the fun remained, but I'm still.
It's interesting, Amelia, that you ask that question, because the one thing that Taylor has in common with someone like Jim Carrey is, trying to do justice to someone was so beloved and so unusual. And again,
Absolutely.
in Jim Carrey's case with Andy Kaufman,
Correct.
and I knew Andy. I knew
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman. I did. And Andy was just nothing like the persona, his performance art persona. And I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that was a character. That was absolutely a character. But one of the things is that a character like Judy, a character like Andy,
Yes.
becomes such a part of the Americana landscape.
Yes.
They become a part of us. We feel like we know them. When someone like you and Jim capture the essence of their persona, it's almost like sometimes you don't want to let go.
Correct.
So let me hit that angle. How much of our beloved Judy are you willing to let go, and what are you holding on to?
Well, I love her confidence, and that's something that I am holding on to, and something that I was really cognizant of going into this project was I had to have that fearlessness and brazenness while I'm playing her, and then also I directed this project too, and often when you're directing, you have to set a good tone, and if you have a tight amount of time and not a huge budget, you got to put on a good face and make sure that everyone is feeling confident, and I was channeling Judy for that too.
Interesting you should say that, young lady. I anticipated that. Look at your Chiron on the screen, the art of channeling a celebrity spirit. We're going to talk about that. One of the things I want to talk about right now is the choice of material. You wrote and directed this film. It happened, the Judy Tenuta Story. For those of you, the maybe 12 or 15 out there who don't know, Judy Tenuta had a catchphrase, "It could happen." It could happen. And she did it with this kind of like a raspy kind of boisterousness to her voice. I can't do it because my testicles would come up into my throat if I tried to. There's a visual. But on the other hand, you had to encapsulate this. You had to find out who she was, what she was about, get into her psyche a little bit, kind of crawl into her head, which could have been a dangerous place to go from time to time. And you wrote and directed this film. Where did you draw inspiration from? Did you draw inference from? Where did you draw persona and personality from? Where did it come from?
At first, it was just gathering as much information as I could, watching her comedy specials like Women of the Night, which she did with Rita Redner and Paula Poundstone, Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh my God, classic.
I found so many amazing clips of her on MTV and the Dr. Pepper commercials and like early Comedy Central clips, all sorts of things, and then just interviews, and she published 2 books, so those were great pieces of resources for me too. And then I also was able to connect with her friends and family. I was very honored I got to play at Hollywood Forever Cemetery as part of her celebration of life and statue unveiling there. So that's where Judy is interred, and also they have this really great statue of her there playing the accordion. And I played accordion at this event and met a lot of her friends, and also met her sister at this event. And they were both very encouraging and also willing to share stories about her. So all of that funneled into the writing process.
Did they lend the anecdotes, stories? Did they lend to you for lack of a better word, personality traits that you may not have been aware of? And if so, would you share the little secrets with us?
Definitely. I think the big thing was talking to her siblings, and this is something that she would talk about in interviews as well. When you grow up in a big family, which is what Judy did, sometimes it's hard to get a word in edgewise. And I mean, I know that a little bit because I'm one of 4 kids. Judy was one of 9 kids.
Wow.
So it's a little bit different. But I think that, you know, trying to find her voice within this big family it was really helpful for her. And I think kind of set her on the path that she wound up going down, and we explore that in the film as well.
I think you did a masterful job. I just want to tell you, I saw the film. I was fortunate to get an advance of it, which I got some friends in the biz. So that's it. I will tell you that there were, and I'm take this for what you will, accept it as a compliment, because in that spirit it's meant. You scared me, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a beautifully positive way. You scared me because you literally, in some parts of this film, Taylor Blackwell disappeared. You did. And if you can do that, and again, I've been around a long time. I've been in this biz a long time. And Taylor, I'm going to tell you something. If you can do that, if you can disappear inside of a character like that and still find your way out, my hat's off to you, kid. You have done something well. I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching, the lady who we're paying tribute tonight. Her name was Judy Tenuta, and she was a walking, talking, breathing spitfire of a character. Amelia?
Yes.
You learned, because you're so young. My God, you make me. I just want to shake my head. She's so young. You learned about Judy from your parents, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, she's young, Taylor. Okay. I have to keep reminding me that she's young. Oh God, you just someone put toys in front of you. Let's watch you. This is Judy Tenuta. Check this out.
How are all you hot Atlanta love hogs? Yeah, you seem kind of sassy tonight. Kind of sassy. Look at the little petite pseudo-virgin here. Look at you, honey. You're begging to be horizontal. Yeah. Party. The world is going mental. You're getting kind of moody. It's time to listen to me, the goddess Judy, because I'm the queen of love and the princess of romance. Shake it up, Scooby-Doo, and party in your pants. Party in your pants. Party in your pants. Never has there been such a sassy little dance. You can do it anywhere in any circumstance. Have yourself a big fat party in your pants.
Oh, love that.
That is classic Judy Tenuta. Who we got? Somebody in our chat room tonight. Oh, here we go. Ruffian's here. I remember her. Didn't she have her own show back in the WOR TV 9 in New York? Judy had a show way back in the day.
I actually don't know about this.
There's a lot of stuff you don't know.
It's okay. We'll learn together.
One of the things that she was huge on the East Coast. She had an amazing following here, particularly in the early days of one Howard Stern, Mr. Shock Jock himself, Howard Stern. Howard had a television show on WORTV in New York, and Judy was a regular. She was there regularly, and they loved her so much they offered her a spot. So she did, and that didn't last long. It was only a year or so. But the fact that that she had her own television show that only we kind of really knew about, because it wasn't national, it was regional, East Coast only. I'm surprised that you didn't know about. I'm really surprised you didn't know that.
I'm learning new things all the time.
Yeah.
See that? And I'm a help their teacher.
You are.
I'm a helping teacher.
That's the thing, is she did so many things in her lifetime.
She really, really did. One of the things that that didn't come out until sadly until after she passed is the fact that she did a lot of mentoring. And a lot of people didn't know that. She did a lot of mentoring where she would give advice to young up-and-comers. Did you know about that? Did you hear about that somewhat?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you, but now that I've been on this journey of promoting the film and talking about it, I've had so many people that I've known a long time who've said, oh, I knew Judy personally. And then also a lot of people who've said, oh, I was a fan of Judy's, but I've now been coming across more and more people who knew her and loved her and had a friendship with her. So that's been a really nice part of this process, is to connect with new people all the time who knew Judy.
I never had the chance to meet her. I did have the chance to see her. And I laughed my ass off. It was a great time. We had a good time. But I never had a chance to meet. I would love to have had the opportunity to sit down and, and converse and like maybe pick her brain a little bit.
Right.
In becoming Judy for this, and really it's more than a project. It's more, it came across to me as like an effort of love. Like a big bouquet of flowers saying, here, this is for the world. These flowers are for the world. Because she had a flower was kind of a trademark. She always wore a flower in her hair. Did you know about how that started? Did anybody tell you how the flower started?
No, I wanted to get to the bottom of that, but we kind of make that moment in the film. Not to give anything away, but I'll
tell you when we get off the air. I'll tell you how the flower started.
Oh, please, yeah. But in the film,
not what you think is.
in the film, we have someone give her the flower, and I kind of created my own origin story there, but I didn't know the true one.
Okay. Well, you'll hear. You may not.
Whenever the show ends, don't get off just stay with us.
What say that again, Amelia?
I said I told her whenever we end the show, just stay with us.
Don't worry about it. She's gonna
be quiet. I had a question for you. The accordion,
she's gonna go to you, but don't let me interrupt. You go right ahead.
You know how the accordion, how you got the accordion? It's so heavy, between 12 to 30 pounds. How did you manage that, to hold on to that accordion? How heavy was yours that you had?
I play accordion and have for several years now, but the one I play is much bigger than the ones Judy would play.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm used to like a really heavy accordion, but Judy's was actually felt like nothing compared to mine. It was actually quite a relief, and it kind of felt like wearing a backpack in front of me or something. Judy's
accordion was really kind of like a child accordion, really. It was for a kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there's different sizes. I think the kids' ones are more plasticky. I mean, it was definitely a real accordion. And those smaller ones are harder to come by because of how portable they are. I personally want to get one. I'm sick of lugging my huge one around. It makes it difficult for playing shows, and I used to drag that accordion all around Los Angeles for rehearsals and things. But we got to use Judy's real accordion for this film,
wow.
as well as her real costumes, and
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, I was really grateful,
there
especially
for
for
real.
the accordion, because she always would put stickers on her accordion and put her name down the spine of it. And I thought, man, I'm sure we could probably try to recreate this, but it would be so difficult, and I don't think it would be as special. So I'm very grateful to her partner.
Well, you know, you're talking to a guy who grew up in a house with an accordion. My dad played the accordion. And when growing up in an Italian household, Taylor, there's two things that you either grow up to play the accordion or you learn how to use a gun. My father chose the accordion. And his weighed probably 40, 50 pounds. Or better. It had some bulk to it. I picked it up one time when I was a kid. I thought there was something dead inside.
Oh my goodness!
My God, who died inside this thing? This box. This big,
you know, it's funny you say that because I had a friend of mine who's a mortician pick up my accordion case one time, and she lifted it like no problem. And I said, "Oh my goodness, you're so strong." And she goes, "I lift bodies all the time." So it's heavy.
For real.
Yeah.
For real. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to hit a commercial spot right now. When we come back after the break, we are going to see Taylor Blackwell become Judy Tenuta. Right after this.
Hey Max, what's going on? I'm X, and from this moment on, I'm going to be your own personal AI DJ on Spotify. Let's go. Up next, I know you've been on a summer song kick lately, so I went back for some of your old summertime favorites. See if it warms you up. Next up, some of the music you had on a lot back in 2018.
Do you think of me? Walking out there.
All right, Max, let's get you out of your feels and switch up the vibe. You've been into dance music lately. I got this brand new release to get you moving. Introducing DJ, the best of Spotify made just for you, one tap away. Powered by AI, delivered by me. You're very...
What's the Buzz podcast on WTBR Radio 88.7 on the broadband radio system around the world. This is What's the Buzz. Tonight's guest, actress, amazing actress too, Taylor Blackwell becoming Judy Tenuta. Amelia.
Yes.
Questions. Do you have any questions?
Of course. You had mentioned earlier that you had gotten a lot of information and feedback from our family and friends. Was there anything that they suggested that you wouldn't put in the movie?
No, actually. So that's nice.
Oh,
they were just very on board and encouraging.
Really? They let you have carte blanche?
Yeah.
Really?
They put
Do you
trust
know how
in me.
unusual that is? Because, you know, whenever the family of a celebrity has a chance to stick their 2 or 5 cents in, they always want to, and I don't know why they do it, and I'm not making any of this up, and you, from experience, you know the truth. They want to rewrite history as their eyes see it, but doesn't always mean it's the right history. And that has bothered me. So we've had people on the show that have done that. We've actually had people on this show that tried to rewrite the history of their famous relative. And it's like, that's not the narrative.
Right.
That's not how it happened. I got to tell you how your family did shit, and we need to change places here. One of the as I was saying to you earlier, one of the things that you did seamlessly, flawlessly, brilliantly, was become one with her spirit and allow your spirit to become one with hers. So I'm going to get a little heady right now. We're going to talk a little bit about the art of channeling, how you find how the spirits meet up. Now, you said something earlier that was like, it wasn't just a passing thing to me. You both voiced over the same book, audio book, right?
Right.
Okay. Not accidental, because that's where the spirit connection is made. How, let's hit it from a different angle. Before I ask you how and then when and all this other stuff, let me just ask you, did you find it difficult for your spirit to merge and become one with hers?
No.
And did you know it was happening?
I felt it, especially when we were actually filming. Especially when filming, we had a day of filming all of her stand-up portions of the film. The first day was kind of the younger stuff, Judy with her family and her getting closer and closer to getting onto stage. And then the second day of filming was actually her being on stage. And especially in those moments, I felt very connected to her.
It's interesting you say that, because the part of the film that scared me the most, where I saw you disappear and Judy, for all intents and purposes, come to life again, was the stand-up. Because that's where she really thrived. People loved her on stage. She could do no wrong. And even if she screwed up, she didn't screw up, because there's no mistakes in comedy. Everything works. And that's, those of you comedians out there, write that shit down. Mad Dog just said it. It's a gem. Okay? You can't screw up in comedy. You just can't. Because you can use everything to make it work. With that as the precipice for this question, were there any fuck-ups that you left in the film because they worked?
I think the only one that comes to mind is we recreated Judy's song, the Pope song, which you can actually watch that on my YouTube channel.
In about 2 minutes.
Amazing. And I was just laughing, and also we got this extraordinary actor to be a part of our film, Alan Tudyk.
And oh my God, I know who he is. Yeah, he plays the Pope, amazing. By the way, in this clip.
Right. So he plays the Pope, actor. And Judy always talked about how she was dating the Pope to get closer to God. And I say that in the film as well. And Alan and I have a really close connection, and we've worked together before on a TV show called Resident Alien. So we were having moments of just being goofy, and I can just look at him and start laughing because of our friendship. So there's moments where within the Pope song, I'm laughing, and I wasn't intending to do that, but that ended up sticking around.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's, without further ado, let's just watch it. Take a look. Amelia, have you seen this?
No.
Well, you're about to, well, welcome to my world. Here you go.
I wrote you a song. Do you want to hear it? It's a country western love song, and you can dance to it. Okay, Sponge? I just want a cowboy to ride me home. I just want a cowboy who's rich and lives in Rome. I just want a cowboy with gold-plated soap. Yeah, I just want a cowboy named John Paul the Pope. No, I'm not done. I met him one day at the crack house in Lee. It could happen. He lassoed a pickle from clear across the room. He said, "Hey, little Klutchki, you're supposed to kiss my ring." I said, "If I want to see your bathtub, I'll learn how to sing." He'd be my main man, I'd be his shotgun. Oh, I just want a cowboy to whom I can confess. Yeah, I just want a cowboy in a long white silky dress.
That's fantastic.
That is, again, if you can watch Taylor just disappear and give way full homage to Judy, spirit, body, mind, everything. She just becomes. It's like watching a magic trick happen.
Yeah, exactly. I
before
thought
your
that
eyes.
I was watching
You know?
Judy there for a minute or two.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
really is.
Yes.
One of the things that's important to understand is that, and for people who don't know, and I don't even know if you're aware of this, Judy's television career lasted less than 17 years. People don't realize that. It was a short TV career. She did, the preponderance of performance she did was clubs, benefits, festivals, a lot of festivals, including, believe it or not, some accordion festivals. She actually did.
I believe it.
Were you aware of her, let's say limited, but her initialized TV career? She didn't have a long television career. I think from 70, I want to say around 76, 75, 76 to probably tops, maybe 92-ish, 93. After that, she just did like performance after club after club. Tell me what you know about that. How did you address that? Did you address it, and how did it affect your characterization of her?
I found actually during my research process a pilot she filmed maybe early 80s about comedians. I forget what it's called. You can find it. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube, just the first episode. And she's basically playing herself. She's got the accordion on and she's saying a lot of classic Judy lines. And the whole show, the whole premise is just these comedians trying to make it, and they're all kind of floundering, and they all work at this comedy club. It was pretty awesome to watch this. But
I was going to say the interesting thing about that is, and I remember the pilot, I don't remember the name, but here's the funny thing. The premise that the pilot was predicated on ended up, whether she knew it or not, and you probably knew it, Judy, whether she knew it or not, that was the premise that shows like Last Comic Standing, The Last Laugh, things like that, that they were basically based on what she was doing and got bumped for it. It wasn't, that, I don't know if it wasn't original enough, or maybe it was too original. Part of the problem, and you know this because you work in TV and film, is that when you come up with an idea that's not an executive's idea, they basically take a shit on your idea, and then you end up, going across the street from ABC to CBS to NBC and shopping your shit around, finally settling for a cable network. And I'm not making a word of this up. Am I shitting on the networks? Yes, I am, because I don't like them. Okay, that's just the way it is. But it's the truth. Tell me if I'm lying, please. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I
lying.
don't know. No, for sure. I don't know a whole lot about this specific show, but it definitely reminded me of many things that I've seen post this show. But yeah, we mostly in the film think about her as a stand-up. We don't really get into her TV work at all. We kind of hint to things and mention the Diet Dr. Pepper commercials and things like that. But she had some very funny television shows that she did, like Space Ghost and I Love Her and Dr. Katz. And she made this movie called Desperation Boulevard that she's very funny in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was a character for certain. Amelia, questions about Judy Tenuta from Taylor Blackwell?
I know that was a funny skit that you did with the Pope. Was there any one that you particularly stand out that was your favorite one to do?
Well, I mostly recreated her Women of the Night monologue. So that was really fun. But then there's all sorts of catchphrases that she would say in interviews and on stage that I place within the film. And I think one that I think is pretty funny, and maybe I find it especially funny since I've been an actor in a waiting room waiting for long periods of time, is she would say sometimes when she'd go on these talk shows and she'd be sitting with a couple women on a talk show that if we sit together long enough, we can all get our cycles at the same time. So I have her say that. I have her say that line in an audition room where she's sitting with all these girls that look just like her.
That's fucking great.
And I've been in the long waiting room.
That's great.
I enjoyed that one. That was a
damn. That's a good one. I hadn't heard that one before. That was funny. That tickled my funny bone there. Thank you. I want to take a minute right now while we're at this point in the show to say thank you to Spotify. Thank you to Podcast Addict for this wonderful honor. We are on Spotify alone. We hit the 10 million mark. Thank you, Spotify. That brings our worldwide subscribers to 17 million plus. Yes. I'm not even shitting. We can't even make this up. Okay, please. Right. We can't. How many mil? I'm not. Please tell me if I'm
17. You're correct. You are telling the truth.
You know, we have a Podcast Addict. We just got this. This is beautiful for talking variety. Yes. And thank you for Podcast Addict. This is presented by their Podcast Addict Choice, and they are the subscribers, those individuals, and we thank you for that.
Yes,
I appreciate
it.
Amelia, what do we got coming up Monday?
Oh, we actually have Jerry Jewell.
Did you schedule my friend to come back? She was supposed to be with us tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. My buddy Jerry Jewell was supposed to be here tomorrow night.
Yes,
but
she had an appointment that she couldn't reschedule.
She had a doctor's appointment to go to. Okay.
Yes.
So Amelia, please tell me that you rebooked her.
I did.
Did you do that?
Rescheduled. I did. See how he picks on me?
Because I haven't seen Jerry in a while, and I miss her, and she's my friend. I've known her for like 12 years.
Too.
Do you know Jerry at all? She's another one of Harlan's guys.
No, I don't think so.
Jerry's oh my God, she's so good. I'm going to have you back with Jerry on the show. Oh my God, the two of you, you guys would hit it off beautifully.
I love that.
I would love to have you back on for that. I want you to promote the hell out of yourself.
Yes.
The film is It Happened, the Judy Tenuta story. It happened. I can't do it the way you do. But, by God, it's a hell of a movie. Tell me what you got coming up. I want you to promote away. This is all you. This is all you.
Thank you. We played at the LA Film Fest last month, or I guess 2 months ago now, and we won Best Indie Short at that festival.
Yes.
So that was really exciting, very validating moment for us, our first screening of the movie. And we want to do a whole lot more of them. The hope is to play this movie at film festivals around the country, dare I say, maybe even around the world, to different film festivals. Mm-hmm. So if anyone's listening to this and you run a film festival, your friend runs a film festival, your friend's friend does, reach out to me. You can email me personally.
I'm going to do that right now, young lady. I'm going to do that right now for you. I happen, imagine this. The Mad Dog happens to know somebody that runs a film festival.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
His name is Mike Messier, and it's the Avalonia Film Festival.
Great.
So, and I'm going to, when the show is over, please stick around with me, and I'm going to give you some information, and I'm going to give you a link to take care of, okay?
Perfect.
Avalonia Film Festival. Our buddy Mike Messier. I've known Mike. Oh God, how long have I known Mike? Too fucking long. Long time. Amelia,
Yes.
what else we got?
Oh, let's see. And on the 21st of July, we have Lacey J. Dalton, country
Country
legend, coming
music
back.
queen Lacey J. Dalton will be back. She is in the Country Music Hall of Fame for singers, songwriters, performers. She's done everything. God, there's not much Lacey hasn't done.
Yes.
And she'll be here with horror author Alistair Cross. Man, this guy will scare the shit out of you with his books. Woo. Good stuff.
Yes.
And Taylor's going, Harlan, don't ever book me. I'm a mad dog. Don't ever book me with the mad dog again. No, we're very irreverent here. We have a lot of fun. We have a good time.
Oh,
I'm not one of these stuffed shirts. Okay. Check this shit out. Watch this. Jersey Devil, baby. Okay.
Oh, no.
Jersey, I'm over here in my studio making a mess of things. Well, I'll tell you what, Taylor, I just want to say thank you for doing this. You are, and again, I'm not going to suck up to you. I'm just going to tell the world the truth. You are an amazing actress. You're a young woman with a hell of a career ahead of you. You haven't even touched the precipice of where you're going in this business. You haven't even touched the surface of it. There's at least one more bio roles I see you doing, and you don't know it yet. And I'll tell you what.
Is that the psychic speaking?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got one more coming, and it's a good one too. But I'll tell you what. In the meantime, we are going to say goodbye to everyone. I'm going to say goodbye. We're going to say goodnight. It's never goodbye. It's only adios. We're just going to kind of like, let you hang out, let you chill. We'll go away. You'll still sit there, have your cocktail if you want. You can drink now. Harlan, it's okay to drink again. All right, Amelia. About that time to say goodnight to everybody. Till we meet you again, folks. God bless you. Take care of each other. Be kind. It doesn't take much to be kind. Do you know it takes more muscles to be angry than it does to smile? Mm-hmm. The truth. Look at this shit. Oh, take care, folks. Good night. We'll see you again. Bye-bye. Say good night, Amelia.
Good night, Amelia.
Bye.